Hey guys, glad I get to see you all again, or at least I get to put a video out for you guys again. And this one is dealing with three different birds that have come to Arkansas and one that is still here in Arkansas that I'm very grateful for. But the reason these birds are coming, it's all because of conservation. I can tell you that our wildlife management areas are doing an awesome job. Our Arkansas Game and Fish is doing an incredible job to create habitats for these beautiful birds, as well as private landowners. We've got private landowners now in Arkansas that are developing bird sanctuaries. And what an incredible thing to be a part of and to be able to see. And when I say be a part of, we're all a part of it. Every time you or I go out, we have an opportunity to be a part of conservation. Leave the place you're in better than what you found it. And that's how conservation really works on an individual basis with each and every one of us. Pick up that trash that's there. I can tell you, I have been out here the past couple of weeks and I have seen a lot of trash out there, and 2 bagfuls, not bragging on me. There was another photographer that was with me, and we decided, hey, instead of complaining about it, we're just going to pick it up. So that's what I'm asking you fellow photographers and wildlife photographers that are out there. Hey, pick it up. Just pick it up. And we did get t-shirts made that says, bird photographers pick it up. So anyway, there you go. There's an idea for you. But today, so I want to share 3 different birds with you today. We're going to be talking about the Woodstorks that were here. We're going to be talking about king rails that are here. And we're going to be talking about a Limpkin that is here. Now, this one Limpkin is the only one that I know of so far that is in the state. And what an incredible opportunity to be able to film this. I appreciate there was a gentleman that put the word out that this Limpkin was in the state, and I appreciate that very much. However, you all know that I do not give locations of endangered species or rare birds that come to Arkansas, simply because there are programs that are really trying to be developed to keep these birds here and breeding here. So, with that said, why don't we start with the Limpkin? When you see Limpkins on the ground and you notice them, and then all of a sudden they're starting to look up and they're going back and forth, look up, then they're about to jump up into that particular tree or that branch to get to an area to either fly off or to preen or to get some sun. And that way, if you're filming one, that you can move to an area to where you can see wherever the branch is that is outside of the tree line. That's normally where that Limpkin is going to go. Now, a lot of you already know that Limpkins, one of their main diet is an apple snail. And the apple snail down in South America and southern Florida, and maybe some in southern Texas and Louisiana. But the apple snail is what the Limpkin normally eats. But when they come to Arkansas, man, they are muscle bound. I'm telling you, this little dude right here ate probably, I counted, now I've been with him for 6 days, and every day I've at least counted on average 30 mussels that he consumes. And I'm sure there's more than he's consumed that I can't see. But when I watch him, that's what I have counted is an average of 30 mussels over the past 6 days for this particular Limpkin. And also they eat some snails as well as crayfish, and every once in a while they might grab a fish. But their thing is the mussels. Now, one of the ways they get into that mussel is, man, they will tap, tap, tap. Now, listen to this video. So here's a picture of that of the mussel that he would peck a hole in the side. When they're large mussels, he'll peck a hole in the side of those mussels to really open it up and to make that mussel let go. And then he uses his top and his bottom beak. He'll use the top beak to hold on to the edge, and the bottom beak to just like a can opener on around the edge of the mussel where it's where it's clamped together. And he will use that beak to open up that mussel. And you will see now these mussels when you see several little piles of mussels around on a lake shore or in a muddy area, then and with holes in it, then it's possibly there's a limpkin that is in this area. Now, Limpkins are social birds. However, it took me a couple of days to get this particular Limpkin used to me and to know that I was not going to harm it. Now, keep in mind, I use a fairly large lens, and so I'm not right up on it. But, this Limpkin finally would come out and do its thing, and I was able to film its personality, and which I love to capture the personality. And I love to try my best to kind of capture these birds, in different types of lighting, because their feathers, the color on their feathers is incredibly beautiful. In some light it looks real brown, but then there are times where it just looks bronze. And so, I'm excited that this Limpkin is here. I'm hoping that it is going to overwinter here, but I won't know for another, several weeks if that's going to be the case. There's only one. There's not a pair. I'm hoping that maybe one will show up, and then we'll see what happens. So I've appreciated the opportunity. I've been filming Limpkins for about 5 years now, and I have really gotten to know a lot of their habits, their habitat, and a lot of those things that Limpkins do in order to survive. Limpkins are not an endangered species, but they are a rare species that comes to Arkansas, and that is why I do not give out the location. So please, if you're calling me or you're messaging me about the location, I'm just going to say to you that I won't give it out, and just please understand that that's part of my conservation efforts to try to keep some of these rare birds and endangered birds here in Arkansas. Now, our next bird is probably one of the ugliest birds that and beautiful in its own way, but I tell you, it's one of those faces that only a mother can love, and that's our beautiful Woodstorks that have been coming to Arkansas. And what an incredible sight to see these. When they come to Arkansas, boy, there's such a hurry to try to get them because they're not here very long. And so there have been several sightings in Arkansas that pertain to the Woodstorks. They are an endangered species as of right now. I do know that the Wildlife Federation is looking at taking them off the endangered species because they have reached a threshold that the Wildlife Federation set. But as of right now, they're still there on that endangered species list. And so I just want you to know that that's another reason why I just don't give out locations of these beautiful birds. But all I'm going to do on this one, just say, is this. I'm going to show some video here of the Woodstorks and maybe a couple pictures. I am not an expert on Woodstorks. Limpkins are my thing. I still don't consider myself an expert on Limpkins, but I know quite a bit about them. But the Woodstorks, I'm learning. But man, I tell you, what a graceful bird this is. And I'm very grateful that to one of our private landowners here in Arkansas that has created a sanctuary specifically targeted to Woodstorks. So we're hopeful that maybe we might even have a breeding pair that begins to happen here in Arkansas as well. So let's watch this video. Again, the Woodstorks I have found are social birds. They're not one of those birds that take off like the egrets do, the snowy egrets and the herons. But the Woodstorks are a social bird, and they're not too afraid of humans. Now, if you get too close, yes, they're going to take off. But one of the best places to really capture the Woodstorks that I love are in trees. And they act up, they play. As you can see that these guys love to play around, these juveniles playing back and forth with one another, and so that's a pretty cool thing to be able to witness with the Woodstorks. And when they eat in the water, they're going back and forth with their beaks. They're walking and going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and trying to capture those fish in those big old beaks that they've got. And but it's just a pleasure to be able to film these guys and gals and have the opportunity to see them. But again, they're not here in Arkansas very long, and so next year when you see me start posting pictures of them, you'll know that they are back in Arkansas. And so they love to travel through. This year we had quite a few of the Woodstorks here, and so it was just an exciting time for a lot of photographers that had the opportunity to capture the Woodstorks. Now, on our next one, this one is an endangered species as well. The king rail is one of those birds that is on a lot of individuals' lifer list to be able to capture, and we have them right here in Arkansas again. And the Game and Fish has done an incredible job of bringing the king rail to Arkansas, or getting it to come back and to breed, and so it's some exciting times for Arkansas. And I know that as soon as we have enough population of the king rails, that they will let people know where they're able to go to get the photography, to get pictures, and to get video of these beautiful birds. And I tell you, when you're walking down the trail, you will know the king rail. You'll know its sound. And I would encourage you to go to Cornell or to Audubon or to Merlin and to listen to see what the king rail sounds like, because in most cases you'll hear them before you see them, similar to least bit turns. So I would go and listen to their sound. And so, but I had the opportunity to go to an area and to film these beautiful birds. And just recently we found one in a location that they haven't really had a sighting of one since 2008. And so they are expanding, their territories are expanding, and I'm sure that there are more here in Arkansas that we know of. When I was walking down this trail where the king rails, where I knew there had been sightings of king rails, I walked for probably 6 miles one way, and then 6 miles back. But right as I was about to give up, I heard one. And I thought, uh-oh. And then I heard another one, and I'm thinking, oh, they're communicating back and forth. This is going to be cool. So I go and I set up. I carry that type of hike. I carry light. I'm getting old, but I carry light, and so I did have a netting that I use, a camouflage netting that I use, and I just went and I sat. And it was probably maybe 6 hours or so before finally one of them decides to come out. And it just hung out and would go back and forth, back and forth. It really wasn't quite sure what this blob of camouflage was over there. And at one point it did kind of come over there, and then it darted back because it realized that, oh, that's not natural. And so anyway, but this was just a great opportunity to be able to film this guy going back and forth in this area and trying to find the other mate that was calling out to him. And so it's just awesome to be able to do these things. But you've got to be patient. You've got to sit there. You've got to scope out those places. If I had any tips for photographers as far as wildlife, that is scope the place out first. Wait and see what happens. Then sit and continue to wait. That's the only thing that I can tell you. There are times where we know where those birds are, but that is probably the best tip for bird photographers if you're really wanting to get some of the rarer birds, is to go sit, is scope, and then go sit and wait on them. So listen, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some information out of it, some good information. And I will be coming back to you soon with another Tales of Conservation in Arkansas. And we are excited about what's going on here in our state, and because it is becoming a nationally well-known birding state, and will continue to grow with your help. So, hey, God bless you. And of course, if you have any questions, you're able to email me. My email's there, or look me up on Facebook, Robert Holt on Facebook. I've got a little blonde lab that's there, Max, and you're welcome to do that. So also, I do want to say that I appreciate all of those that are supporting the efforts of going down to Wheeler Wildlife Refuge and to Port Aransas, Texas, down in that area. And if you'd like to know more information about going to those two areas as far as birding photography, hey, let me know. It's not a tour. It's not a cost. It's all free as far as my part. It's not free to go down there. But anyway, just let me know if you'd like some information on that. All right. God bless you guys. I look forward to the next time.